Hi everyone, welcome to Rick's 1/35 scale models. My name is Rick. Today I'm going to be looking at an AFV kit. That would be the West German M109G. Now, the M109 was used by multiple countries and it's a great platform for artillery, but this is the German version, which was used by the West German Army up until they replaced it with the Panzerhaubitze. Now, it's an outstanding kit. I want to get into it and show you what I saw, and I'm real excited about doing the build on this. So let's get started.
First of all, you get this really nice little poster here, real good quality, nice print, something you might even want to frame or put up somewhere. Going through the instructions, they have a little explanation here explaining some of the history of the vehicle, different aspects of it, and then you go into this information. Then they have another nice little explanation here of the history of the modifications of the vehicle to the current version used by the U.S. military, the Paladin, as of 1992. Just going through everything it has. Then you dive into the actual building assembly. Multiple pieces for the lower hull. All the parts look like they fit together really nice. It does have the axles set up here, which make them movable. If you're going to put this on a diorama, that's always a nice effect. Going through pretty straightforward, a little bit of a nice little detail parts here for some of these hinges and pieces. Continuing on, you have your communications wire roll here on the back. There's nothing on the spool. You'd have to wrap some wire or string around that to make it look more authentic. That's an easy correction. Going through, it uses the rubber band style tracks. They work out nice. They look like a real good print. Then you start assembling the gun itself. Now, this has got a really detailed main gun with a spring and everything, and actually does function and moves in and out. That's kind of a neat effect. Lots of detail on it on the inside and out. This kit would make a real nice kit if you're going to add the interior with all the detail it has on the main gun itself. Going through this installation now, with this kit you can do, as you can see here, a Norwegian version or the German version. They give you the different components you need to modify it for whichever European country you're doing. Going through, adding your white phosphorus smoke discharge. Depending on which era, you may be doing the fuel can or water can or the track links, depending on, like I said, the year. You can do multiple eras of this vehicle. As you can see here, you have to kind of follow which direction you're going from the beginning. Then adding the MG for the German or the 50 cal for the Norwegian version. And if you want to add the simulator here, it goes on the front there. List all your spruce sheets. It's quite a few spruce sheets on this kit. And one of the things I like about AFV is if you have issues, they give you a little sheet here to order extra parts and sprues and that. Then you have a nice color diagram of your paint schemes, depending on which version you go with. Going through decals, installation, and then you have your Norwegian version here with the 4-color pattern for their scratch with the jagged edges in here. So that's the instructions. Going through one of the spruce sheets. A little bit of flashing here to clean up. Most of them are real clean though. All the parts are real small. It's really neat. This one gives you some sidearms here. You have two versions of the MG, one with and without a buttstock. And then all the different tools, components in your cupola and your MG mount for the air defense weapon. More parts, main gun, shovels, things like that. Real good detail real nice thin plastic, very authentic looking to scale. Seeing the other side here, shovels look real sharp. 2 of these sheets, lots of small parts here to install. More details, gas cans, fuel cans, water cans, whichever they are. 2 of this sheet, more small parts, connections, and hinges, hatch, latches, and things like that. All real good casting, real delicate. This spruce sheet has your 50 cal ammo cans, real good detail. They also do the slide mold here so that the barrels have holes in them. Always a really nice effect to have that. More parts, the gun mantle, really good casting here. The parts are real thin, real authentic looking. You can see how the sides are not overly done like a model you'll see real too thick. This is really well. Even have all the little bolts here. Another version of the muzzle, depending on which direction you go, along with all the parts. Like I said, lots of bolts, patterns, things like that. Real thin parts, really nice. Here's part of the turret and some of the lower hull. You can see all the different plates. They've got real nice indents here for the hatches, so they actually look authentic. See here, there's going to be lots of the lower hull. You got the sides, side plates, the under plate, top plate for the lower hull. Here's another part. Now there's some of these parts are duplicated because depending on which versions you go with, you may use one or the other for the sides or the front skid plate. More real delicate parts, lots of little things to add, plus your stops in the back for the back plow that dips in the ground to keep it from breaching backwards. All these fenders are really small and thin. You'll have 2 of this spruce sheet. This is all your road wheels. They have multiple pieces to assemble, so they look real well detailed. Plus your axles here, some shock absorbers, different torsion bar setups, things like that. This part here has a lot of the newer parts used by like the Americans. You've got your cupola guard, and then the different hatch they use. Some of the other tools the American version uses, some radio here, and different hatch setups. Another piece here, you got another side of breech, another front plate, some different backs here for that rear plow that goes in the ground. You can see the difference in the model depending on which direction you're building. You definitely have to make sure you're putting the right parts on for your build you're doing. Here's going to be the turret. You've got a couple of hatches you can have open. Now this kit does not have an interior. There are some aftermarket companies that make interiors. You can have all these hatches open to make a really sharp model with that done and seeing the interior, but it doesn't come that way. But this is all real thin plastic, really to scale. Here's the tracks. They're real thin, real good quality. They do have some side things to nip off, but nothing major. They look like a good casting. You get 2 sheets of plastic for your periscopes and headlights, depending on what you're doing. And for all the road wheels, you have your little grommet here that goes inside to help them come on and off if you're doing the assembly process and painting. Always a nice feature. Now you're going to have quite an extensive decal sheet here, depending on which version. You've got multiple markings. You've got the Norwegian version, the German version. This would be a West German era vehicle. The different license plates, weight scales depending on the era and the classification. Then you got some warning placards here, very small, but looking at the detail quality, it's a real good print job on the decals. You do have one little PE sheet, nothing major, and some string for your tow cable. Here's going to be your barrel. As I said, you have a spring set up here, so it actually does function. Once it's done, you can have the functioning feature, which is really nice, real good quality.
Okay, so that's the model. Like I said, it's a really nice kit. I'm really impressed with AFV on this one. I think they did an outstanding job. Definitely worth the build, worth buying. It's an affordable kit. So I think it speaks for itself. Anyway, please like, subscribe. Let me know what you like. If you don't like something, let me know. More videos coming soon. This build and some other builds also in the works as we speak. So everyone take care, happy modeling, and talk to the next one. Bye-bye.